Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, Speedy here. And I just want to tell you all, especially of those of you in the U.S., it's Canada Day. Yes, July 1st is Canada Day. And I know you got your big Independence Day coming up on the 4th. But right now, hey, join with me and everyone up here in the Great White Frozen North. A little less frozen right now, but yeah, it's Canada Day. So we are 100 and some odd years old. A little more than 50, I think. That was, let's see, I don't know. Anyway, here we are. We're a little bit younger country, but we're both young countries, so there you go. And let's just see what's going on in the politics of Canada. So I'm going to show you a little bit of, CBC, the Canadian the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Well, we've got firecrackers going off outside already. It's not even dark yet as I'm recording this, but it will be probably by the time I get this up. And the other thing is, I think I might go live a little bit later, maybe midnight, something like that. And yeah, we'll hang out and we'll have a little chat. And you guys can hang with me on the tail end of Canada Day. I'm going to try to get my dad out to see some of the fireworks before that. And yeah, but in the meantime, here's the Turdo, and what he faces from a very left-wing news outlet, which is sort of like NPR in the States. It's CBC News. Oh boy, here we go.
Listen, there's always going to be lots of reflection after a tough loss, but there's also so much to do, and I am committed to doing the work of building a better Canada every single day. So I look forward to next year's Canada Day, and I look forward to many more Canada Days. This is the kind of work that we have to remember really, really matters. There are tough days and there are better days, but Canadians are strong and resilient, and that's why we keep moving forward.
Okay, so now we hear from Laurie Williams, political science professor at Mount Royal University. That would be Montreal in Quebecois. And there's always reflection after a tough loss. In Toronto by-election, yes, that's right. Riding is like a district in Canada, and the Liberals lost one in Toronto in a by-election that they had as a stronghold, kind of like what's going on in the U.S. now, like, I don't know, New Jersey, New York, New Hampshire, I don't know. Blue states that might not be so blue by the time you get around to it.
Well, there is a lot of pressure, but there isn't an obvious path forward. The two main choices are to stick with Trudeau into the next election, hope that the economy turns around, inflation comes down, interest rates come down, and they've got a better chance in the next election. But Justin Trudeau is coming toward what most politicians experience as a best before date. 9 or 10 years in is usually about all they can sustain, simply because their negatives start to outweigh their positives.
Yeah, well, much like in America, the Liberals' best before date is long past expired, and they certainly do need to be replaced. This is all very familiar, don't you think? Sounds very much the same as what's going on south of the border, man. I tell you, it's incredible how parallel these things are going on in North America, in Canadian and American politics. It's uncanny how similar it is, but we are coming to the end, I believe, of extreme left-wing politics in both countries. We got a little bit longer to go before we get rid of the turd. You're going to get rid of the corpse pretty soon. I think it's going to take us... I think our election is October of next year, 2025. Oh, man. I feel bad for Trump from his inauguration date on the 20th of January up until our election in October, and then however long it takes, I don't know. It's not very long before we seat a House of Parliament, and then maybe we can all get back to like business as usual. Oh, God, I hope so. Pipelines, sensible border policies, all that kind of good stuff. Lowering inflation and the debt, maybe, with any good stroke of luck. And working together. Now, I know that Canadian Conservatives they're gonna crash headlong into Trump. He has his things he wants to achieve for America. Canada has its goals, and they might not always be totally in line. But what I think we're going to see is a mutual respect, which is what we want to see. Not agreement on everything, but mutual respect in government from one government to another. Like, yeah, okay, we know you're on the ball, and you know we're on the ball, and we're going to work together where we can. We might have our disagreements, but we're going to make it work. And I don't see why America and Canada, it's all America, it's North America, but the U.S. and Canada can't be like the greatest allies. We should be. We have been in the past. Why not now? Trudeau and Biden, whatever the heck that corpse thing is that you got, have been the two worst ambassadors for agreement and coalition and working together for two countries in the second largest continent in the world, I guess. Holy crap, man. Let's get this right. And I think we have a chance to get it right. So a few words from Pierre Poilievre, and then we'll call it a day on this one. Happy Canada Day, folks. I will be there for the 4th of July, too. We'll do a live thing for sure. Here's Pierre.
Welcome aboard the Common Sense Caravan, everybody. We rented a little RV to take my family from Montreal to Quebec City and many beautiful stops along the way. We went Montreal to Victoriaville, to Trois-Rivières, Rivière-du-Loup, Charlevoix, Saguenay, Beauport, Quebec City, and now we're headed back to Montreal. We're just passing St. Hyacinthe, as they say it in English. It's Saint-Hyacinthe. Incredible trip. Our little guy Cruz caught 3 fish actually in 5 minutes his first time out. Dad was very proud. He fed the alpacas, picked fruit out in a little farm in the Saguenay, and saw the fighter jets at the Bagotville Air Show. Our little girl Valentina got to do a little bit of swimming and play in the parks. Both of them had a lot of fun. Hannah loved rekindling memories of when she was a kid, and her dad would pack the family up, take them on road trips throughout rural Quebec when she was living in East End, Montreal. And we're now passing those memories on to our kids. They're both asleep now. Is heavenly peace for us. But for me, it was also valuable to get out and hear what people have to say on the ground. Real folks in rural communities in Quebec. And here's the good news. I don't know if you haven't spent a lot of time in Quebec, you might believe some of the misconceptions that are out there. The reality is, what I heard from Quebecers is the same thing I hear everywhere in the country. When I talked to the men and women in uniform at the Bagotville Air Show, they had the same concerns as you might hear in Comox or in Wainwright, that they want to rebuild the forces, defend our country again, have a strong military with a warrior culture, not a woke culture. I talked to the farmer at the rodeo in Charlevoix. Yes, there are rodeos in Quebec, good ones too. I could have been talking to a farmer from Brooks, Alberta, to say exactly the same thing. The costs are too high, the red tape is too heavy, and the government isn't backing our farmers. He wants to bring home production to his community, produce more food for the people. When I talked to the guys on the shop floor in the factories and businesses I visited in Victoriaville and Trois-Rivières, I could have been in rural Ontario or in Newfoundland. The guys want to keep their hunting rifles and they want to continue to do their sport shooting lawfully. They enjoy their firearms, and they should have that right. People in the countryside say they need their trucks. Look, here we go, another truck passing me. Lots of Quebecers love their trucks. They don't believe the insanity of Trudeau and Guilbeault, who want to ban gas and diesel-powered vehicles. They know that's not realistic here in the countryside, wintertime. They don't think that bike lanes are going to get them around their village or their small town. When I was talking to the loggers in Saguenay, whose industry Stephen Guilbeault wants to shut down because he says it's the only way to save 5,000 caribou, I felt like I was talking to Albertans who are worried that Trudeau wants to kill their oil and gas sector. Same concern. Crazy, radical environmental agenda imposed by Ottawa against the will of the provinces and the people, killing jobs for some insane ideological fantasy. They want to protect their industries. So in essence, they share the same common sense values in Quebec as the rest of the country. They want low taxes that reward hard work, free enterprise to make things, harvest industry, bring home production and paychecks to our country. They want to protect their hunting rifles, buy local food from these incredible, prodigious farm fields, support our military, unleash the potential of the country, just like people everywhere across them. This is great news because, contrary to what some would have you believe, we have a common set of values in this country. Common sense, common people, common values right across the country. And I hope that you'll get a chance to take your family on the road, hopefully even to Quebec, or wherever you're going, get a chance to get to know your fellow Canadians and appreciate how much we share in common, how united we truly are, how grateful we are for our history, our common history, and how optimistic we are for our common future together. Thanks very much for joining us in the Common Sense Caravan. I hope that you and your family have a great summer vacation, and I look forward to crossing paths, shaking hands, and celebrating all we have. Let's bring it home.
Thanks everybody for watching and picking up on what's going on up here in the Great White North. It's been a fun Canada Day. I guess you've heard the fireworks going on outside. I saw a bit of it, but looking after my dad, I got to do what I got to do. So, this is going to be the last few minutes of the day before I release this. And I'm going to try to get myself a little bit more together earlier in the day so we can have a really fun July 4th as well, which I'll be looking forward to sharing with you guys, mostly my American friends. But yeah, I just thought I'd share this with you at the tail end of Canada Day. And, well, we're in July now. All right. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Please help me out if you can. Buy me a coffee. Still got a lot of high expenses looking after my dad. Appreciate it very much. See you on the next one. Cheers.